So folks, I was skimming through the internet to try and find some news to talk about a few hours before WrestleMania Backlash, aka WrestleMania Rehash, which is full of WrestleMania rematches. I was searching and seeing a lot of news. Stuff about Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre possibly set for either the UK, for either Clash at the Castles or SummerSlam for the Universal Champion. And I see news, and I see a news who's on the WrestleMania Backlash news in the prediction game, on whoever is doing prediction games, reading stuff about some. I was reading about WWE. I mean, Fox reportedly wanting exclusive on their new talent. And then I come to this article, ladies and gentlemen. When I read this, I was just defeated when I seen this, because looking like a fucking I don't know. Ladies and gentlemen, I have announcements, okay. I do have something to tell you, okay. I'm gonna piss off all these Roman haters. These Roman haters saying, "Oh, Roman needs to go away. He has hurt the product so much when he was a babyface and a heel." No. I don't care who I trigger. Okay, if you have a Twitter picture's name, the Twitter name, whatever. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about what I'm going to be talking about. So what is my honest opinions? Okay, here we go. Okay, Roman Reigns, the head of the table, the tribal chief, cut a promo at WWE at the live event recently. And I think this was after his match for the undisputed WWE Universal Champion against Drew McIntyre. Yeah. He goes on to say, he said that he's looking for a new face in his career. Yeah. And he's been thanking everybody for these supports that he's been given for the last 3 years. Yes, for the last few years. Probably because if you ever cut that promo as a babyface, if we had undisputed champions, then what would it be? Ladies and gentlemen, this to me is an absolute huge, possibly going to be a huge loss for WWE. Yeah, and we're going to tell the reason why. Listen, okay. I have been a huge Roman Reigns fan since FCW. I've been a fan of Roman Reigns, and I've always thought that he had the future to be the face of the company in WWE. Ladies and gentlemen, and then I honestly thought he could have been NXT champion in NXT when he was there for a little bit in 2012. Then he had one of the best NXT call-ups ever at the 2012 Survivor Series pay-per-view when he came out and attacked Ryback to cost Ryback the WWE title, and then had a feud with Ryback and Team Hell No, and attacked it everybody on Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, in main event. And even, I think that was the time they were still accompanied with NXT at the time. Roman Reigns has done everything for the WWE. They are so good. Roman Reigns has been having the biggest moments in his WWE career, both as a babyface and both as a heel. Yeah. And I thought Roman Reigns was going to be the future of WWE in 2014. But yet, they wanted to push for his... But yet, he failed to become WWE Championship twice in 2014. Then people were gonna... Then we all thought, was Roman Reigns going to get the boos before 2015, after breaking up the Shield? He did get a little bit of boos, but we don't know the opinions from these people who knows that Roman Reigns is sleep-producing as a babyface. And people were saying, why are you speaking in a positive way? Because, I mean, he's damaged the company when he was a heel and a babyface. He has been a failure through the last 8 years to be over, both as a heel and a babyface. How would people look at his face when people are sick of him as both heel and babyface right now? And honestly, how would people think that breaking up from the Shield, that WWE was going to repackage him in a goofy way towards the point where Roman wants to leave the company? But they did repackage him to be the face of the company. And little you know, in people's brain, who knows everything but wrestling, and who's frustrated with what WWE is doing to him, people think Roman Reigns was not the face of the company because he was burying everybody. And people are still complimenting that to this day in 2022 with his heel turn. The only ones who hasn't been buried are part-timers. Yes, so here we go. Part-timers are not Daniel Bryan, Edge, Goldberg, and John Cena. That is what people think when they see Roman Reigns as a failure as both heel and babyface. And this news was truly saddening. Now, of course, if you don't know, back in November, there was rumors about Roman Reigns going to Hollywood. And he said that on the Michael K show, whatever the fuck you want to call it nowadays. He said this. It's okay. I'm going to go on his article and go for Hollywood. Oops, spelled Hollywood wrong. I'm looking for the news that was posted back in November. Okay. Let's see. November 2021. Where's the news? Okay, here we go. So here's what he said in November of 2021 thing. Yes, he said this on the Michael K show. He went on to say this. That's something I want to dabble in, and I want to gain more experiments. I want to use these tools that I've learned. WWE has done so right by me. They've given me so much and placed so many great blessings and opportunities in front of me. That was honestly like break a character. And I've just had to capture them. Just grab the ball and run with it. Roman said, I'd like to think that along the way, I've just picked up so many skills and just experimented so many things that are going to help me. And Roman Reigns also talked about this being a young man's game, and that there will be a point where everyone needs transformation, everyone. Because at the end of the... Oh, okay, here we go. Here we go, okay. Because at the end of the day, we all know how this works. This is a young man's game. You can't fall down your whole life. You have to get a point where you can transition and you can continue to connect and create new, fresh, and involved content for your fan base and your supporters. I think I have the ability to do that. Roman said, at the end of the day, it's about getting in that game, being thrown into that fire, and seeing how you do. But I have a pretty good track record with being thrown in the deep end, and if that was happened in Hollywood, I'm looking the sun. So that's what Roman Reigns said in November. He said that in November. And people saying, why do you like Roman Reigns? He got booed out the building in Billy Daffler at the Royal Rumble. What was it? 7 years ago. Yes, 7 years ago. People didn't want Roman Reigns to win the Royal Rumble. And even before the Royal Rumble got finished, people got booed out the building. And when Roman won, people even booed him. The Rock had to come out and save him and try to calm everybody down. And Rock also got booed out the building as well. And people saying Roman Reigns is a polarizing figure in WWE from 2015 to still to this day in 2022. Both, in any ways, as both babyface and heel. Ladies and people said, he got the biggest boos, and there was a big moment on the Raw after WrestleMania 33. He came out with the biggest boos of all time. They even said the A word, the F word, and even he got a lot of go away heat, and even Vince McMahon and Kevin Dunn couldn't mute the volume and try to change it, and they were on autopilot mode on changing the fans' voice. And then he got booed out the building big time. And the crowd was booing him out the building. And then he even got booed out the building. And he did get a little... And he does still this day get a little bit of boos. Because he's a heel. Even though he got a pop in New York on SmackDown recently. So... Ladies and gentlemen. I felt bad for Roman Reigns back in 2019 because he had a terrible year. We were forced into a feud on his return after moving to SmackDown Live with Shane McMahon, Elias, Drew McIntyre. Then the stuff with Eric Rowan and Daniel Bryan on who attacked him. Then Luke Harper, and then when he moved over to SmackDown in the draft, he was feuding with Baron Corbin. And of course on his accolades, he's both the current WWE and current Universal Champion. He's been Intercontinental Champion and he's been the United States Champion. And he's won the Royal Rumble. And people saying he's been fed everything on the silver platter. And he has earned his stripes in the WWE. He has not earned his stripes in WWE. Both as babyface and heel. And his title reigns was decent. Even though I felt bad for Roman Reigns at the Intercontinental title because people were dumping on that reign because it was just forgettable And he was treating the title like a book bag. And that same thing applied to the United States Championship. And I think he did that same thing to the WWE, correct me if I'm wrong. And even on that day one this render, well, we're not going to talk about it. But people were frustrated that he was using the title like a book bag. Like saying, what the fuck is he? Is he a kid? Or is this WWE? Him treating the title like a book bag. Where he's draping it on his shoulders and just walking around with it. And people said he flourished with the WWE title. And the US title that John Cena said that it was clearly like a demotion. The Royal Rumble match when he got booed out the building. Roman Reigns has done everything for the company. And I bet the WWE is going to be in big trouble when this guy leaves the WWE. Yes. He'll be leaving WWE. And of course, I think it was back in summer of 2019. He said he has 5 years left. So that means 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and 2023. So we only have 1 year left next year. Yeah, Roman Reigns. Yeah. And WWE is going to be in desperate mood to think how they could fight back when they lose Roman. Off to Hollywood or the AEW when his contract expires. I guess. And I bet I missed him a lot. When he went through his leukemia illness. We missed him on Monday Night Raw. Now, yes, granted the show was terrible when he was there. And when he wasn't there. Ladies and gentlemen, and even I think I can show a story right now. Okay, so once upon a time, it was on that Tuesday morning, and the day after the leukemia announcement was made, that I got up from my bed, and I think it was on my phone, or my computer. I was looking up the talk for Monday Night Raw for the Go Home Show of Evolution, and the Road to Crown Jewel continues. And then I see this news thing, which I'm going to talk about it right now. Okay, Roman Reigns leukemia. Yeah, 2018. So here's what happened. Okay, so this is the news that I think I got. This was the biggest news of all time. Oh, wait. The biggest news of all time, ladies and gentlemen. And it was one of the biggest moments. One of the biggest unfortunate moments in 2018. For everybody. And it was even the most liked video of YouTube in 2018. So, here's what he said on the Sun News, which I think was on Thursday. He said, a 33-year-old told the stunning crowd on Monday Night Raw that he had to relinquish the Universal Champion and step away from the ring. Reigns, however, and it is. So here we go. Reigns, whose real name was Joseph Anawai, said he first battled cancer when he was 22 years old. He quickly put it in the remission. And then the Data Free, who has main evented the last 3 WrestleManias, we discovered the disease at his return. In an emotional speak, I feel like I want everybody, for months, maybe even a whole year, I've come out, here's Roman Reigns, and I said, I'd come out here every week that I would be a fighting champion. That I was going to be consistent. That I was going to be a worker. But that's all a lie. Right? It's a lie because the reality is. Okay, here we go. Okay. Where was I? Okay. I've been living with my real name is Joe, and I've been living with leukemia for 11 years, and unfortunately, it's back. And because my leukemia is back, I couldn't refill my role, and I can't be the fighting champion, and I'm gonna have to relinquish the Universal Champion. The devastating crowd started shouting as they became visibly upset by the shocked announcement. He continued, "I'm not going to lie, I'll take every prayer you could send my way, because I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for you to feel bad for me, because I have faith." When I was 22 years old, when he was 22 years old, I was diagnosed with this. And very quickly, I was able to put it in remission. But I'm not going to lie, right? That was the hardest time of my life. I don't have a job, I don't have any money, I don't have a home, I had a baby on my way, and football was done with me. But do you know what gave me let's restart this, okay. But do you know, oh my god. But do you want to know who gave me a chance? The team that gave me a chance was the WWE. Then Reigns assured the crowd that it was by no means a retirement speech, and that he would be back once again when I'm done whooping leukemia's ass. He added, "I will beat this, and I will be back, and you'll see me." I think he said this, okay. He added, "I will beat this, and I will be back, and you will see me very, very soon." Once again, thank you so much. God bless you, and I love you. Yes, Roman Reigns cut that promo in October of 2018. And at the beginning of the year, he's currently a 3-time COVID Slayer champion. Slash leukemia champion. He slayed leukemia in 2019, even though people said it was fake due to him filming the movie with The Rock out on Fast and Furious. It's Hogan Show, whatever the hell you want to call it. Then COVID-19, because he stepped down from WrestleMania 36, and he returned to turn heel, which was one of the best returns of all time. And then at the beginning of the year, before WWE Day 1, he had COVID-19 to step down from his match with Brock Lesnar. Little you know, he was out for 5 days, and he was tested positive on Thursday night. And announced he's going to be on SmackDown. And I'm going to do a video, okay. I'm going to go down top 5 best Roman Reigns matches ever, which was Survivor Series 2021 with Drew McIntyre versus Roman Reigns. What else do we have? Clash of Champions 2020 and Hell in a Cell 2020 with Jey Uso. So WrestleMania 37 with Daniel Bryan versus Edge versus Roman Reigns. And then last but not least, what else we had? And last but not least, we have, what was the match? And what was his last? What's the last thing we have? And last but not least, on top 5 best matches since turning heel, was TLC. I'm very confused. What was this best match? I think the best match was at Money in the Bank 2021 with Edge. And that was a great matchup. And people are telling me you are a hypocrite because he couldn't get this guy, the fans, to stay in their seat for to main event WrestleMania 34 against, WrestleMania between Brock Lesnar. Not the most recent one. The one when people were chanting, this is also, this is awful. This is boring. People were playing beach ball in the main event of WrestleMania, having fun over watching Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. And Roman Reigns, and now, I bet WWE is in trouble when Roman Reigns is gone. So here's what we're gonna do. So here we go. Let's go to the video where he cut the promo at the live event. Okay, here we go. So here we go. Let's go with his promo from WWE live show. Let's watch the video. I'm sorry if the microphone in that video is not working. I think. Because this was a video on when Roman Reigns was breaking character at live event. And because if you don't know anything, if you don't know as well, Roman Reigns has been cutting promos at live events after his matches, and he recently talked about, and there was even rumors that he was turning face due to the promos we saw at live events that we've been getting for the last couple of weeks. Well, I'm going to go ahead and talk about, I'm going to look at the article. And I will also read Drew McIntyre when I'm done with this video. Okay, here we go. Turns his face. Okay, here we go. So I'm going to look about, at the promo. I'm also going to be looking at the promo from 2022. So here we go. We're going to take a look at the live event. Okay, so he's been turning face. He turned face he's been turning face at live event doing on his promo work. From Saturday Night Main Event, the most recent one, the London version on 30th of 5th, the London episode. And he's been breaking his heel character at WWE live events, meaning that is this going to lead into a face turn on WWE television? Which I hope not, because first of all, do you know how it ends? Yep, this guy's going to turn on him in a couple of months' time. Yes, people will turn on him in a couple of months' time, and where people don't care about him and wants the healed Roman to come back on their TV. And then that's going to ruin all the incredibility Roman Reigns has had since winning the Universal Championship at Payback in 2020. And of course I think he has a year left on his contract. So that means he's leaving the WWE. Which I think that I want to say this one thing to Roman Reigns, because I spoke absolute truth in this video, and I speak the absolute truth. But ladies and gentlemen, before I close out today's video, I want to say this one thing. Thank you, Roman Reigns, for all these good moments you've been giving us for the last few years. And I can't wait to see what he's going to do next year. I think it's going to be in effect when his contract expires. So ladies and gentlemen, like this video, hit that like button, subscribe to both Super AJ Styles Nick, Super John Cena. Well, actually, we're going to pull it up. Okay. If you guys, ladies and gentlemen, and also, let me tell you something before we go. Here we go. You ready for it? Here we go. So ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to tell you. I'm going to drop it. Okay, here we go. If you guys want to be a part of the Nick Taylor squad, all you gotta do, follow me on Facebook, follow me on TikTok, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, subscribe to both Super AJ Styles Nick, Super Roman Reigns Nick, and Super John Cena Nick. For all these videos, for all the details you're going to get on my post. Until then, see you next time. Until then, I'll see you on tomorrow for the WrestleMania Backlash, aka rehash, full of WrestleMania rematches. But anyways, I'll see you all tomorrow for the WrestleMania Backlash 2022 review. Have a nice day.